And welcome. We are going to be doing a special interview today with Mr. B on our little travels. Should be fun, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
Something a bit different. A little bit different. Gives me a little bit of content when I am going on holiday. So you might be watching this while I'm on holiday. Business.
Is that camera that much better on back as well? How do you see it?
Yeah, loads. We don't.
You just have to
We don't see each other. That's the thing.
So, do you want me?
Just hope that it works. And we hope that it's recording.
What, even now?
Yeah, it's recording now.
Oh, wait a minute then. Let's have a count.
Wait a minute, what? Oh, he's getting technical now. This is like.
Oh, we can't see.
It is because it's in red.
Yeah, no, but I'm just seeing if we could see us.
Oh man!
Just
I better go this way, haven't I?
To the A1.
To the A1, and then we're going down towards Newark and Melton Mowbray. Is that right?
Yes. Harby, but Harby, Leicestershire Harby. There's two Harbys, and the other one's not very too far away. That's in Lincolnshire. So there you have it.
There we go.
We'll be passing Langer on the way. John Deere.
Yeah, I did call them this morning, a bit like last minute, just to see if I could get in.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's like no. Well, I think the guy that does that sort of thing wasn't in, so I've emailed him. Maybe we'll do it another time.
The only other thing is if you're going for a park, 'cause I've been down there myself for parks before.
Right,
You know, if you're in a rush for anything,
they've
you can actually go directly to Langer and save bringing it up. I can't think what it was now. It's quite a few years ago since I went for work. Yes, I've been before.
Could be an interesting future video.
We've picked a perfect day on to be off today.
Yes, it's, well, there'll not be much work getting done at your place, will there? But ours there is plenty of cattle work getting done.
I should think there'll be all the morale may be low today.
Yes, possibly. It might be. May well be.
So it's saying the first day of rain, really, isn't it, though?
Yeah, it gets everyone down a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah. But soon be Christmas.
That's it.
Do I get invited on the Seals Christmas party now?
Yeah, of course you do, yeah.
Oh, that sounds good.
You can do, yeah. I'm going to go to
somewhere lavish, yeah. Where'd you take them? Leeds? Sheffield?
Mexborough.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mexborough's where our local Wetherspoons is, by the way. So yeah, I thought what I would do is, because like I try it with my channel, with Richard, Mr. B, to try and like get people into farming.
Yep.
I thought, well, what I'll do is ask you some questions on how you got into farming. So how did you get into farming?
How did I get into farming? Well, my father, he used to be a lorry driver.
Right.
And also one who was a lorry driver. In fact, no, we'll start again. We should start again.
Yeah, start again, yeah. Go on then.
You want to start your thing again or not?
What? No, it's alright. It's alright.
Yeah, so, yes, Dad was a lorry driver. Anyway, he always used to help out on a friend's farm.
Right. Yeah.
So, my grandfather was a farmer. So it was always real massive interest for me to be in farming.
Yeah.
So I used to go with Dad and sit on the back of the seat of the tractor constantly, hour after hour, day after day.
What was this like on weekends then? Were your dad doing this sort of on weekends?
Yes, it was just on weekends. It was never in school time.
Oh no!
So yeah. So that's where my
your
love comes from, and it's just like when I got to like the age of where you could use PTOs, 12, 13 years old, then the tractor used to be waiting in the field with a power hour on. I used to jump on my bike after school and rush off straight to the tractor. My tractor would be waiting there, and then I used to power hour till God knows what time, and then go home with Dad.
Keep on going.
So yeah.
So it's been instilled in you from a young age, hasn't it?
It is. That's what people ask me on my TikTok sometimes. How do you get into it? Or yeah, it's difficult really to explain to people sometimes, isn't it? That's not been involved in agriculture.
Yeah, I think when you've like it's been ingrained in you, it's like you're brainwashed into it, aren't you? In a way. I'm not saying you are brainwashed. Like,
yeah.
It's like because it's just part of your life from such an early age. It can be. It just is part of your life.
I always remember this little moment in my life when I was about 17 years old, and I went to look round somewhere. I can't think where it was, and they were harvesting some barley. You know, because I hadn't started with harvest, and I did just think I could never not have that excitement harvest. I know some people think
You do
it sounds-
genuinely get massively excited about it, don't you?
I do, yeah, because it's just something that I love.
All the good memories from your childhood.
Well, there is that, yeah. I've got loads of pictures, to be fair.
Because your dad used to be really, well, I don't know if he probably still is, but like he used to be really good at fixing stuff, didn't
He did, yeah.
he?
He was.
He was known in the community for if he had a square baler, something wrong with it. He went to your dad, didn't
They did, yeah. I remember being with your dad quite a few times, because with my dad, when you had your little square baler,
Yeah.
when it had faults with it. I remember going with, you had a Isuzu, didn't you?
Yeah.
Years ago.
Yeah,
I can't remember if it were a silver or a maroon one. Oh, were it blue?
We did have a maroon one, and then I think we might have had a blue one. Isuzu Trooper 3.1, absolute beast.
So I remember going with your dad and my dad to David Pantry's and getting some parts for your baler. I also remember your dad helping out with a lady on a farm as well. We went to service the combine years ago.
Aqua's
Way.
there. Yeah. He used to manage a farm over that way.
Yeah, she got a load of Fergie tractors.
She did, yeah. I had that. Yeah.
Everything on farm were absolutely mint.
I remember I used to work there, and obviously my dad was the manager, and then he wanted me to come and help out, so I was helping out, just driving Massey Fergusons, and I loved it because it sounded really good actually. And then she came round to pay me, and she was going to pay me like minimum wage, about £5 or something.
Jeez.
My dad says, no, don't be paying him that, just pay him £2 an hour. Oh, you rotter! I've got all this money spent in my head already. Fortune.
Yes.
But anyway, I loved it. It was nice.
Yeah, so basically, going back to me. Yeah, it's just something that's completely been ingrained in me since forever.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then you passed your lorry test, haven't you?
I did, yeah, because I've always been interested in lorries, because obviously my dad used to be a lorry driver as well as farming, so yeah, I have a love of anything that moves, anything at all that moves. I mean, planes a little bit maybe, tractors, lorries, cars, everything that moves.
Everything that's like
Anything that's got an internal
mechanical.
combustion engine in it, I'm there.
What about electric?
I'm not so bothered about electric. That's not internal combustion.
Doesn't sound the same.
Well, yeah, there is no sound to it, is there? Really?
No.
No feel.
Well, even new tractors don't sound the same, do
They don't. I do think that now the younger generation have never been excited about listening to an engine, as wrong as that probably sounds. But, yeah,
But-
I remember 16 years old and going through Doncaster in a 7-800 John Deere with window open, just cracked a little bit and purring away.
Did you have to go through Central Doncaster?
Yeah. We actually went through Silver Street one night as well, about 10:30 on the way home.
That's like the bar street of Doncaster. Like, there's mainly more drunk people walking it than there are vehicles driving down it.
We went in Fuzzy T, me and someone else who got the air horn on the go.
Oh, did you? Oh. Do you like the fireman go through, was it? With all the women, like?
No,
No.
not
Not quite. But I think you should tell them about what you got from my farm when you were younger. That instilled
What, my
something
engine?
into you. Yeah.
So yeah, well, maybe you should introduce the fact that I've got vintage machines.
Well, I'll introduce the fact that Mr. B has got vintage machines. You might have seen some of them when we've done like live TikToks and stuff. We went round to your house, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
A few weeks ago. And yeah, I know how it started, but how did it start off? You tell people how it started. I know how it
Years ago, Joe's dad used to get some lovely cuts of meat. He probably still does. They used to have this cut called salmon cut.
started. Yeah.
And my mum and dad used to go and have one, not regularly, but quite regularly. Anyway, they must have got chatting, and you'd got these stationary engines underneath the shed. There were two of them, both seized up and knackered. So we got this little stationary engine, a little Lister D. Some of you will be familiar with it. It's 1937 it is.
Alright,
So we made one good, one out of two, basically. And then the parts of the other one, they ended up in Germany.
So like people will probably be like stationary engine. What's that?
So before finally got tractors and such, they got these stationary engines to drive things. So your kale choppers, little water pumps, anything just to.
So I suppose it was like a generator or whatever at the time, weren't it? Like,
yeah, they have a pulley wheel on them. Then you put it to a belt, and then you drive whatever off a belt. So you could have a little bench saw,
root chopper, or
So that's where they stem from.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's.
So you got that done up.
Yeah, that's where the interest started. I can't have been very old then at all. Can't have been very old at all then.
What, like a bit less, like 10 or something?
I remember getting a grey Ferguson. That was the first tractor that I got. I remember jumping up and down and being really excited for getting it. And I reckon that was about 96, so I'd be 11 or 12 year old.
Oh, and it was so the stationary engine was before that.
It was before that, yeah.
And what was your grey Fergie? Was that like done up when you got it, or was it?
No, it was. We bought it, and somebody. It didn't drive, so we took it back to the farm. And Dad, I didn't have much involvement in them because obviously I was still at school and things. But somebody put a spanner in the gearbox.
All right.
So Dad stripped all the gearbox out and actually found a spanner chewed up in the bottom of the gearbox.
Literally throwing a spanner in the works.
Yes, exactly. So Dad stripped every gear out of the gearbox, and we got another tractor and put the entire gearbox out of another one into that one.
Nice. Have you still got that then?
I've still got that. That tractor's, yeah, it's the least valued tractor I've got, but it's the last one I'd ever sell.
Right.
It just means so much.
So much. It's like sentimental value.
Absolutely so much to me. It's just, yeah. It's a little diesel. It's 1956. Yeah, it is. I had to think then. It's 56. No, wait a minute. Yeah, it is. I'm thinking. I know it is. Is it 55?
And if you go in his garage, it is like immaculate. So you built a garage, didn't you, recently?
I did, yeah. I built a garage at home to store them all in.
But I think they're like, well, I don't know. I see the pièce de résistance as your lorry.
Well, yeah, perhaps so. That was the last thing I restored up to the present day.
That's it.
It was, yeah.
Oh, so you do another project then,
I've got my new project.
Have you?
I've got my 65 from.
Oh, from
yes.
Ah, well. So this 65, V's done a little video for me on this. So it'd be a good place to put it in now.
It would, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll check that out now.
So this is my current project. This is a Massey Ferguson 65. We've been on with this project now for about 3 years, is it? This is my father, Len.
Yeah, I guess about 3 or 4 years.
So this is a 65 and it's got multi-power. This here you can see is a multi-power. So we've had this tractor completely stripped down. We've had every gear out the gearbox. The multi-power clutch packs have all been replaced. New bearings, new diff bearings, new bearings in the end of the half shafts, all new brakes. The engine's been completely fully overhauled. The fuel pump, I've done that. Steering box, that's all been overhauled. Front axle. When we got this tractor, it was in very poor condition. It had done about 6,000 hours, and yeah, it really had a hard life, really difficult life. So every inch of this tractor has been a nightmare. Where we actually start putting things back on that's nice and clean and we're not getting dirty all the time. So tonight, what we're doing is putting these little oil pipes on that run up to the top of the engine. The tractor is so poorly maintained that the actual stub inside this axle had nearly worn completely through where the bearing had been slopping about on it. Which, yeah. So I've got a new set of copper washers on these. Nicely screwed in. Just nicely nip them up, not too tight. Then if it leaks, we'll get them a bit tighter. So the goal is one day that it looks like this. This is a 1957 grey and gold FE35. This is an industrial version though. This is fit with a straight petrol engine. And it's also, if I'll show you down here, it's got hydraulic brakes. So master cylinder down there. Also in the brakes, it's got 2 sets of shoes. It was first owned by Nottinghamshire County Council. That's why I'm guessing it's fitted with a straight petrol engine. She's not been started for a while, so let's try it. Oh, she's away. Running a little bit lumpy. I'll put that down to the quality of the petrol. Lovely.
Yeah, put it recording so it done.
Is it about there?
Yeah, I think it's somewhere there. Right? Oh, did you put it on widescreen? That's the only thing. So we're back. Mr. B's just getting it in the holder.
Be patient.
Be patient with it. We'll just tip that up
Make
a bit.
sure it's
I think that's right. I think should have got us both. Now, so you see in that little clip, you can see like the attention to detail that him and his dad have got.
Yeah, I do.
Like,
I'm a bit of a stickler for originality. So a lot of people out there, which is fair enough, they like to go out and buy all new parts for tractors. I like to try and find original parts. It can be a bit costly at times, but that's for me. That's all part of the restoration, is to make it near as perfect to original as possible.
We paint everything up as well, don't you?
Yeah.
Like I could see in that like I watched it last night. Everything's just like great.
Yeah.
Very good job, I remember. And what? And you said it's a selector or something, did you? What did you say it's called?
Multi-power.
Multi-power.
Yeah.
So what's that? Is that just like a little gear? Like,
It's half a gear, yeah. So a normal Ferguson gearbox is 6 speed. That makes it 12. So it really revolutionised. That's what a lot of people knock Massey Ferguson today, and you cannot knock the fact that the innovation that they made is unbelievable. Really.
back in there.
I mean, the multi-power, it had its flaws because when you're in low multi-power, the way the gearbox works, it actually freewheels and overruns.
Alright.
So a lot of people have fallen short of that when they've been going down hills. If they've had it in low multi-power, the tractor's accelerated and run away with them.
Because you'd think, like, put it in low,
Yeah,
it's going to engine brake you a bit more. Not the case.
so you have to have it in high. But it was just, an ingenious.
Yeah, like ideas of how to...
When we think of modern tractors, and that's all they are now, is
Yeah. Well,
build
like,
a clutch pack.
yeah.
But-
My John Deere, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, and that's all exactly. It's exactly the same principle. There's nothing
Is it?
different apart from that. There's a lever on a Fergie. On a tractor, it's electronically controlled, so it engages the oil differently to make it smoother for the oil going into the clutch pack.
So you're learning something here today.
Yeah, that's the only thing you'll get bored with me. I'll just keep rabbiting on about useless knowledge.
So, let's get back to you getting into
Farming.
farming. Like, what did you do? When did you leave
So-
school? What
I left school at 16.
Yeah.
But the farm where Dad helped out, of course, he was retiring. And in some ways it was probably a godsend, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. So our local milkman, Ian Richardson,
Alright, yeah.
he knew there was a job going at where I work now.
Yeah.
So I went. After I'd finished school in June, there's a summer job. So yeah, and I went there.
That's history.
I did go to college as well. But I went there. And you know, one thing. The only one thing I do remember, that farmers are renowned for being tight and never paying.
Yeah.
And I went and did a day's work, and he gave me quite a lot of money for that day's work, and I'll always remember that. Because I've been used to doing so much work for nothing, and he paid me. So it made a hell of a meant a lot
It
to
meant
me.
a lot. That first day.
It went first day, but I just went and did a bit of work just to do something, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you should always look after your staff.
Yeah.
It's crucial.
It's cool.
So yeah, right. So then I went to college then, as well. Did day release 1 day a week to college. Learned a little bit.
Which college was that then?
I went to Barnsley College.
Barnsley College.
I did.
They might still do agriculture. What
They don't know.
Oh, no, no.
It's just animal care, I think.
Yeah, so they do something from Whitfield Farm, don't they, I think?
Yeah, that's where I went.
Yeah.
So yeah,
What's that, for like 2 years would it be?
it was, yeah.
Yeah. So that's similar to what like Em's doing now. She's on like, she's actually at college today, this is Thursday. It's a similar like course.
I do think though, maybe I should say as well that the emphasis now is all on going to university, and I think we should have more emphasis on work-based learning, because there's so many trades out there that really need a work-based learning, and university is not really the place where people, and it's not frowned upon now, but it's sort of thing that everyone should go to university. Then everyone shouldn't go to university. It's not for everyone.
No.
And a work-based learning system or scheme is a great way to get people involved in agriculture or any other trades, I don't think.
Yeah, because it gets like Em doing it now, gets her experience. She earns a little bit of money.
Yeah.
And she's gaining her experience. Whereas if she had gone to college, it wasn't for her, so that's why she changed on to like 1 day a week. But she won't get the same on-the-job experience as what she's getting, or like what she's got.
So yeah, that's what I do. I do think we need to push that more.
But I think like college is still like, although you only went 1 day a week, you'll have still learned a lot. And not necessarily always just about learning as well.
But
like
you can put what you learn into practice.
Yeah.
There's a lot about learning for me personally, how my brain works, is that it's alright somebody telling you that you have to jab that cow, Joe. But why do you have to jab that cow? And then when M sees the results of why you've jabbed that cow, then she goes, yeah, that's why. And I think that, yeah, offers you that.
Does it? And I think sometimes like if you were just working on a farm and you weren't getting that college bit in, sometimes like you can just be doing the more mundane jobs maybe on the farm because you were the apprentice, but like when you get to college you actually learn about the jobs that maybe you haven't got the experience to do quite yet, but in the college environment you can get experience on it.
Certainly.
And also the college part, you're not just learning, you're with people that are similar, you know, like,
yeah, that is a good thing as well, which could lead us on to young farmers.
oh yeah, because that's where me and Richard met at Young Farmers.
We did, yeah.
Back in the day.
I would certainly recommend that to anyone.
We
did.
Yeah, definitely. If you've got an interest in farming,
Even if you haven't. It's a great institution. Yeah, it gets a bit of bad press from time to time, but doesn't everything. You know, it's the core thing of it is a brilliant concept and a good idea.
And there is young farmers all over the country as well. Like we went to the Doncaster one, and I'm not sure about internationally. Maybe people will let us know. You know, I think there is, because they used to do like exchange programs, didn't they?
I don't know. I can't remember that.
Yeah, I'm sure there was something like where you could. I don't know if anybody from Doncaster did it, but like you could go out to Australia or something, and then someone from Australia come over here. But yeah, that it gets you with local people usually, because it's local young farmers that have a passion for farming, same as you.
It's contacts. Yeah, it's just like if you go to a function or something in later in life, it's like, oh, do I remember you from young farmers? It's just that connection that helps sometimes within the industry, I think.
Yeah, we got to do it all sorts, didn't we? I'd stop judging.
That's the thing. You go out every week for your night, don't you?
Yeah.
And generally you have something on.
Trips round. I remember we went to fire. Did you ever go to fire station?
I went to Finley one at the airport. Did you go there?
No, I didn't get to
That was quite good, that one. There were big fire tenders in.
Fire tenders, what
The
are they?
big ones for the airport.
Oh, right, yeah.
Big, can't remember the name. Carmichael, I think they are, aren't they?
What is it like with the
Them
things?
six-wheel drive ones.
Then they've got like a turret on the top that fires it.
Yeah.
Oh, Well, we one that I remember was just like in back of fire thing, and they were getting us to use hoses. Yeah, I think somebody got wet through.
Was it that one at Doncaster Cross and Racecourse? I remember going there.
I think so, somewhere like that. Yeah. And there'd be trips to like, I remember John Smith's Brewery. A trip there. You know.
We went to Black Sheep one day as well.
Yeah.
No, first time I went, I loved it.
Did you go on at AGM?
I didn't actually know.
I only went on one. I went down to Newquay. I was only young as well.
I went on a few other things away, but not actually the AGM.
We were in like Blackpool or Newquay, weren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, we went to Skeg Vegas.
Did you?
We did.
Beautiful.
That were a county, do.
I got chucked in Fountain in Newquay.
You did?
Yeah, I think our youngest there, so we were like, well, just chucked out in Fountain. Oh, good fun.
It is.
We don't have scars.
Reminiscing. The scary thing is though, how long ago it was now. Even already.
You defender there?
There is, isn't there? You would say something, I thought. Probably better not.
Mr. B's, he likes his own defenders.
I wasn't going to say pretender or anything like that. It's not true, I actually do quite like him now.
How long have you defended for now?
It's easy to count back, so 16 years.
16 years. You got it new, didn't you?
I did, yeah. I did.
One owner, 16 years. You don't get many of that. Well, you might do independents, I don't know.
74,000 now, I think, or something like that.
Oh, it's done.
Oh, it's done. One careful owner.
Careful owner, one serviced it on time every time.
Well, that's the only thing, to be fair on Land Rover, it's not really let me down, and it winds me up sometimes how they get such bad press, and it's not always due to down to the vehicle, it's maintenance, because we go over hill, under dale, I'll shut that bit up, that's rubbish.
What?
We need to edit that bit out.
Why?
That sounds rubbish.
Sounds good.
Yeah, they need to, I just think they don't get enough maintenance.
Well, I don't know. The new ones that your mum and dad have had have been terrible.
Yeah, but that's because they're full electric, isn't it?
Well, yeah. My Defender was good. It had only he hadn't done many miles, but it was an old one. It was TD5. Well, he was TD5, didn't it? Like,
mine's an old one.
Yep.
Mine's an old one.
Is it?
Well, it is now, isn't it?
Well, it is now, yeah. Like, mine was before, was it an S-Veg or T-Veg, I can't remember. Something like that, anyway. But it got oil going into ECU. So then I'd be going along and it'd be like blah 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 blah, start bugging out. So I think I took the ECU off and dried it, and then it ran alright after that.
You wouldn't believe that oil had tracked down it with you.
I know, so it's uphill, so like it's tracking uphill. The ECU.
It should be on me. So mine's never done that.
No.
No. I put a new wiring loom on just in case to make sure it didn't, and it's done it within a year.
It has?
Yeah. So for 15 years it never run back.
Then you changed your wiring loom.
And it did.
It did. I liked my Defender, I did. I had this like thing, I wanted one, and I wanted like a normal one. I wanted like one like yours. Yours has got like the roof things in the top and it, the lights at the top. Yeah. Well, actually yours is fully proper seat one, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't actually like windows in the back, but I like it hard top.
How do you know?
And because I'm saving the planet, my road taxes more as well. I'll get that one in there. 630 quid a year.
Is it?
Lovely, isn't it?
Jesus.
If I didn't have seats in the back, it'd be like 200.
Oh yeah, but so mine were quite cheap when I had mine.
Yeah.
So it gets commercial. But just the noise in them, just like we couldn't do this.
Oh no,
Could
no.
we? No chance. And that's sort of the reason why I got rid of it. It's like me and Becky were like, if we ever wanted to go anywhere, she had like a Peugeot 107 and I had the Defender, so we were like, oh, we'll go in Defender. And then like I got a Defender and then I realised that no, you don't go in the Defender. Like if it's anywhere of distance, short little trips, fine. But motorways,
They were what they were. The problem is, it's same as everything in British. When they actually came out, they were a brilliant design. You know, in 90s, well, not when the first 90s came out. When they went to the 200 TDI, they got loads of power. They got full disc brakes all the way around. They got full coil springs, and they were actually quite a good vehicle. But as same as everything in England, they let everyone else take over. And in my opinion,
well, like when we were younger, we had an Isuzu Trooper, like we were talking about earlier, because it was. I don't really know why. I'm guessing they were cheaper than the Land Rover. I don't know.
There would be an Isuzu a really good vehicle.
They were reliable, yeah.
The same as this. We haven't got one British truck left on the road.
Oh, I've been past a lorry.
And yeah, we weren't particularly bad at making trucks. It was just the fact that we didn't stick with times. And all a lorry driver wanted was a synchronous gearbox and a heater. and the British truck manufacturers did not give them that. Simple as that. I think. Well, it is.
So, do you ever see yourself going out of farming?
Not really. Not really.
And like, do you see yourself retiring? Or do you think you'll always have? Do you see yourself like retiring and going into like fixing your tractors more?
I honestly don't know. I don't think about it.
It's a long way off. But
It is a long way off.
We think now. Young farmers is a long way off as well, isn't it?
Well, it is true, but I honestly don't. You don't know, do you? I think we'd all like to retire, but whether we can afford to retire could be something else.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
I mean, in the ideal world, you'd have a pot full of money and you'd semi-retire, wouldn't you?
Yeah, just do the bits that you like, do your ploughing or whatever that you enjoy doing.
Yeah.
Well, I think you enjoy doing your ploughing, do you?
Yeah, I enjoy everything.
So,
I enjoy cleaning shed out, but it's only one day a year.
Got to go help out Ben. He's got some bins.
See? Well, you see, that's the thing. When I was young, bins weren't a problem because that's all you had.
Yeah, that's all you knew.
There were 6 bins, and they weren't the drop in the floor. They were all flat floored ones, apart from one. So you used to have shovels in the middle.
There's a lot to be said about it's what you know. Like, you know, if you just don't go on old tractors all the time, and you never go on a new tractor, you'd be happy with an old tractor.
You would, yeah. And when
they bring you that demo out, and it's got that this, and it's got that this, you know, all this and that, and you're like, oh, actually, the tractor's quite old.
I do think, though, that the early 1990s, maybe late 1980s, were the peak of everything. That's if you trucks, everything, they always say with a truck, when you got a left-hand electric winder, that is as far as you need. Which is true, isn't it? You know, because you can't reach across to let it down, but you can let your own down and it'll last forever. And it's same with tractors.
Why, is that what they did? So they had the electric at one side and a wind at the other?
Yeah.
Alright.
And it's same as tractors, isn't it? You'll think of a 1990s tractor, they got engines so they were bulletproof. They would last to 10,000 hours plus.
Yeah.
You had air conditioning if you wanted. You had a back window and side windows that you could open if you didn't want the aircon on. You had lots of lock. You know?
A lot of two-wheel drive still.
You had 40k, which, 50k is fine, but you don't actually get anywhere that quicker, to be fair.
No, I know.
You feel like you are, but all you're doing is blowing diesel, really, pushing wind. Really.
And you've got to have higher gear ratios, so then, like we found with the 130, it's not actually as good pulling trailers because it's 50k, so it's got a higher gear ratio. So when you're setting off, it's like, come on, Bobby, get going.
The thing is with fast tracks, you actually, if anyone actually puts down on paper what the actual fuel economy of a fast track is, they are pathetic. Because they're that high geared, and you're just chasing speed all the time.
I did like that, so I worked on the farm that Mr. B works. Well, that has worked pretty much forever. And they had fast tracks. And I went one summer. And it was like nobody had fast tracks in the area.
No, they didn't. No.
and I was allowed on the fast track this summer. Oh, beautiful. In fact, I wouldn't mind one of them type of fast tracks.
Yeah.
I don't know how reliable they are nowadays, but
You need a twin stick.
It was a twin stick, wasn't it?
Did you go on the twin stick one?
Yeah, I went to the
I do
older
remember
one.
it actually now. Yeah, I do remember. Yeah.
You had
You
two.
going on it?
Yeah, is it like
145.
Would it be like 3 high gear, high, medium, and low? And then
Yeah,
like
medium and low.
4,
Reverse.
and then 4 gears.
6.
Was it 6? And then buttons on top.
Yeah, button on top or on other one. So you got twin sticks.
Yeah,
You've got 6 speed on one,
yeah,
and then other gear sticks. Your high, medium, low, reverse. Reverse is there.
yeah.
And then on the model after, which is 155/65, you had a forward and reverse on a shuttle, and then your gears high, medium, low were on twist, and then you had high and low in each gear.
So I wonder which one I would have been on then. You would have been on new one, surely.
Can't remember. It depends, because the 145 went for the 3155. So it depends. I wouldn't have thought you'd been on the old one, to be fair,
No,
because not that many people. I drove it,
Was it?
obviously, but
not many others.
it's a
We'll have to have an in-depth conversation later about this, I think,
Yeah.
over a few beers, as to which JCB fast track it was that I drove, and then I can look at them on eBay and then decide that actually it's way too much money.
They were revolutionary though, weren't they, really? And that is the thing now. That's why fast tracks, for me, have fallen out of favour a little bit, because at the time, all the tractors weren't as safe, were they?
No.
They had outboard disc brakes that could stop really well. Lovely cab rides.
It was a ride that I liked, as well as, don't get me wrong, the speed was lovely, but like, just so smooth going across fields when I've been used to, like, at home we had a 6100 John Deere, and we had a case, a couple of cases, none of them with any kind of suspension, and then you get on a fast track and it's got all-round suspension. It's like,
Yeah, they were, and I don't decry that they are a very good machine, but like I say about your speed, it all feels great when you're in a long distance, but in a tractor, you're not actually getting anywhere, really.
Yeah.
Really.
Well, like, because you've had not races, but like on the fast track, and your boss were on a different track, weren't you?
Yeah,
you both,
yeah.
you both came back from the other side of Doncaster, and there weren't anything in it, was there?
No.
Just depended on which traffic lights you were in.
Exactly. So, yeah. But they are cool. They are pretty cool, aren't they?
Yeah,
They are cool. So I get that part about it.
But, yeah. Well, I think we found a bit about you now, then, Mr. B.
Yes.
Ins and outs of your life.
Have we done
What's your
now?
Well, I don't know. We could carry it on and ask you what your favourite job
talk for
is.
hours. Favourite job?
Yeah.
I haven't really got a favourite job.
We know. Just all of it.
Yeah. As I say, that is the thing with farming. As a rule, you don't do anything for long enough throughout the year to get bored of it, do you?
Yeah, that's true. It's always changing.
By the time that you think, oh, I'm sick of doing this, you start something else.
Yeah. And you do get, like, when you're combining or whatever, it's fantastic them first few weeks, and then like as you're getting towards the end, it's like, oh, yes, we're nearly finished. I do it with the straw. It's like, yeah, this is really good. Well, then like the last few loads, I am a bit like, oh, this is the last few loads. Just like stacking them up and getting them in. Yeah. Anyway.
Is that why you're a good tractor puller?
Yeah. Yeah, I would do. The tractor puller was good.
It was.
But right, so we're not far from our destination now, so I think we're gonna end it off. Me and Richard are going to British Farming Awards tonight, but we've already been, probably, because I might have put this out after it's happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to go and do that. Should be fun. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. If you've got any questions that you think Mr. B ought to have answered, let us know in the comments below.
And make sure you edit it well as well.
I'll try and edit it. There might be little like gaps. and
In
stuff
fact,
where-
perhaps I should edit it.
Yeah, perhaps. Yeah, I'll send him the videos and he can edit it how he likes. Outsourcing the editing now. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure. If anybody wants to see Mr. B's tractors, then he has got some on his YouTube channel.
No, we've got a few, yeah.
And on his TikTok.
We need to interview you next.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. Everyone wants to know about Joe Teal.
We'll leave that for another time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next time we're on a journey together, Richard can interview me. Yeah. Right. Bye. Before we get in trouble.